City Mayor, Professor Dr. V. Sivaram, the Chairman of International Organizing Committee of ICCC 2022. Professor Dr. Winston Lee, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor of Curtin, Malaysia. And last but not least, to our conference keynote speakers, the deans and faculty staff of Curtin, Malaysia, conference delegates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We would like to invite everyone to stand for the national anthem, Negaraku, and Sarawak anthem, Ibu Pertiwiku.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Ya Allah, Ya Fa'ala lima yurid. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, peace, and the blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Allah, on the blessed day, in conjunction with the International Congress on the Impact of Climate Change, on Agriculture, Ecosystem, and Human Health, 2022, we beseech thee and are grateful toward you in favor of all the infinite blessings to us, your humble servants, to live a safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for flawless progress of this event from beginning till it in the end. We seek your guidance to stay clear of events that would be detrimental to progress of this event. Ya Allah, Ya Muhammin, Ya Aziz, Ya Jabbar, bless our effort as means to enlighten and to convince ourselves that the personal safety of either outer and inner is a prerequisite for achieving happiness and excellence in various fields. Ya Allah, grant us the wisdom and knowledge to guide future leaders of Sarawak to achieve their fullest potential intellectually and spiritually. Ya Allah, Ya Farij al-Ham, Ya Kashif al-Gham, bestow peace to our beloved country Malaysia. Preserve us from any threat and disaster. And to Ya Rahman, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders, and our country. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenges from you, and please accept our deeds, and please reward us accordingly. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarraqana min ba'dihi tafarraqan ma'suma wa la taj'alillahumma fina wa la ma'ana wa la man yasba'una syaqiyya wa la matruda wa la mahruma. Allahumma ja'al khaira a'marina akhirah wa khaira a'malina khawatimah wa khaira ayyamina yawma alqaka fih. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wal ikhwana alladhina sabakuna bil iman ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منكم.
Thank you, Ustad Muhammad Zuhaili bin Kamal Basir for the dua recitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Professor Dr. V. Sivaram, the Chairman of International Organizing Committee of ICCC 2022, to deliver his speech. Prof, please.
So good morning to everyone. And as you are aware that the International Congress of Climate Change on Agriculture and Ecosystem supposed to be held in 2019. Because of COVID, I think we have postponed nearly 2-3 years. And now today we are organizing this one after COVID, this one. Respected and Honorable YB Datuk Bandar Adam Mui Siv Sang, Miri City Mayor, and International Advisory Committee member of ICCC 2022. Professor Dr. Vincent Lee, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Curtin University, and also is the coordinator for the local organizing committee of this ICCC 2022. And the local committee chairman, Dr. Sukant Rai, who is very helpful. He's the head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Curtin University of Technology. And from UATM is our main co-sponsor, co-organizer, Dr. Kong and Dr. Ellen from UATM. They were also very supportive for organizing this conference. And the keynote and plenary speakers, I welcome them, delegates, students, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity to extend my warm welcome and greetings to all the guests and the participants of this conference held in Miri, being one of the mega diversity countries in the world and hotspots of rare and valuable bioresources. It provides the best platform to share, discuss, exchange, and evaluate programs and policies, as well as research on climate change, on terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. I'm honored that national and international renowned scientists like Professor Damia Barcelo from Spain, and Dr. G.V. Subramaniam from Government of India. He is the former advisor of Ministry of Environment and Forest, and Tasia from National University of Singapore, and Dr. Siva Balasundram from UPM Selangar. I am honored to welcome them to this conference. The conference organized by Dr. V. Shivaram Research Foundation, based in Bangalore, India, in collaboration with UITM Sarawak, Curtin University, Miri, and Swinburne University, Kuching, UPM Bintulu, with the support from the Government of Sarawak, Sarawak Convention Bureau, and Malaysian Convention and Exhibition Bureau, MySafe, would be of a great help for developing an agenda to ensure advanced research in climate change and resilience through networking and collaborative research programs. Climate is changing in an accelerating pace. Climate change occurs as a result of an imbalance between incoming and outgoing radiation in the atmosphere. The global mean temperature may increase up to 5.4 degrees centigrade by 2100. So climate change is mainly caused by anthropogenic activities, especially through increased greenhouse gas emissions. Climate change is recognized as a serious threat to ecosystems, bioresources, and health-related issues. It is associated with alterations in the physical environment of the planet Earth. Climate change affects life on this planet. It impacts plants and animals with consequences for the survival of the species. In humans, climate change has multiple deleterious consequences, and which creates water and food security, insecurity, increased mortality, and population movement. Vulnerable populations, for example, children, elderly, indigenous, and poor people, are disproportionately affected. Climate change includes warming and the side effects of warming, that is heavy precipitation and increased wind speeds. While global warming refers only to long-term Earth's rising global mean surface temperature. And climate change occurs as a result of an imbalance between incoming and outgoing radiation in the atmosphere. The increased heat-trapping greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere raises Earth's mean surface temperature. The levels of greenhouse gases higher now than at any time in the last 800,000 years. Atmosphere carbon dioxide comes from two primary sources that is natural and anthropogenic. Natural resources of carbon dioxide include most animals which exhale carbon dioxide as a waste product. Anthropogenic sources of carbon dioxide has been primarily driven by human activities since the early 20th century. That is, industrial revolution started, mainly fossil fuel burning, example burning coal, oil, and natural gas, but also agriculture emissions and deforestation. The top 5 countries responsible for emissions of agriculture emissions of fuel burning. Top 5 countries responsible for emissions of carbon dioxide are China, United States, India, Russia, and Japan. In 2017, the USA emitted approximately 5.1 billion metric tons of energy-related carbon dioxide for the global worldwide emission, approximately 32.5 billion metric tons. Deforestation of the Amazon in Brazil, there is millions of hectares of forest cover each year, destroying for industrial purposes and all other agriculture extensions. Climate change causes cascade side effects of physical environment of the planet Earth and the living organisms of the globe. All the changes in the physical planet Earth movement affect the life of plants, animals, and humans. Coral reefs, forests, and coastal human communities are particularly vulnerable to climate change. Some of the effects of climate change may be through the enhancement of susceptibility to chemical pollution. Although most impacts of climate change are likely to be adverse, some health benefits may result in some regions. Climate change promotes more dangerous hurricanes and heavier rainstorms due to warmer ocean water temperature. Hurricane Katrina, that is the USA in 2005, was one of the deadliest hurricanes in the recent US history. The total number of direct or indirect fatalities following Hurricane Katrina was 1,833. Climate change causes more frequent wildfires. The dry, hot weather has increased the intensity and the destructiveness of forest fires in several countries. Example, Brazil, USA, and Australia. Wildfires can cause deforestation, serious property damage, exposure of large populations to prolonged periods of polluted and toxic air with the potential health impacts. That is respiratory diseases such as other health problems. Amazon has become the more inflammable and vulnerable to wildfires during recent droughts. Climate change and future life on the planet Earth. Climate change is a serious threat to our planet. The number of relatively undisturbed ecosystems is decreasing rapidly. Climate change seriously affects the viability of many plant and animal species and human health. Climate change may become one of the major drivers of species extinction in the 21st century. The Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystems, that is IPBES, releases regular reports on biodiversity written by hundreds of experts from all the regions of the world. The reports found that biodiversity is declining in every region of the world, endangering economies, livelihood, food security, and quality of life. In the words of IPBS chair, the time for action was yesterday or the day before. According to scientists, we have approximately a decade to keep carbon dioxide from reaching catastrophic levels that can cause irreversible damages. If no efficient prevention action is undertaken, by the year 2050, 15 to 37% of existing plant and animal species are predicted to become extinct, and by the year 2100, half of the species may experience extinction. It is widely accepted that the climate is changing in an accelerated pace. Climate change is affecting every aspect of life. It is recognized as a serious threat to ecosystems, both aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems, biodiversity, and human health. Adaptation to health consequences of climate change and prevention of aggravation of climate change are key challenges for the society. The health sector should be promoting research, education, and information and for public and policymakers on climate change and its consequences. Adaptation requires multiple measures at various levels. Policymakers must implement personalized adaptive strategies, especially in the vulnerable populations. Climate change impacts can be mitigated by reducing greenhouse gases emissions and enhancing the capacity of Earth's land surface to absorb greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. Long-term investment in renewable energy and energy efficiency is also urgently needed everywhere. I do hope that this Congress is the platform to discuss and exchange various research programs, advanced knowledge on the mitigation of climate-related issues for human survival on this planet. And hope this conference will provide a great platform for the scientists and researchers and even other policymakers to develop some agenda for the next few years to how to mitigate climate change in the coming years to protect our green planet and also to safeguard the human population from various infectious diseases occurring every time. Thank you very much, and I hope everyone will interact and we can bring out some agenda so that we can just disseminate among the policymakers and also researchers around the world. Thank you very much, and I hope you will all enjoy another 2 days with presentations and this fun, biodiversity around Miri is one of the best biodiversity hotspots in the world, Sarawak. And after the conference also, you can have post-congress tours and you can see various tropical rainforests and other caves and so many other tourist places around Miri. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Sivaram. Next, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Winston Lee, the Deputy Pro-Vice Chancellor of Keynote, Malaysia, to deliver the welcoming address.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony, and a very good morning to everyone attending here. First, Yang Berhormat, Datuk Bandar Adam Yee, Professor Sivaram, our conference chair, all my colleagues from Kertin, Malaysia, UITM Sarawak, Swinburne Sarawak, UITM Bintulu, and all the other participants and delegates attending this session here this morning with us. As our conference chair has mentioned, this conference has not come easily as we have met several challenges throughout the past couple of years due to the global pandemic. In terms of organization, there has been a huge challenge as you can see is coordinating between the many campuses or universities within Sarawak. But nonetheless, I would like to thank all my conference committee as they have met this come through a very strong effort of collaboration throughout all the other universities. While there are many names along the list that if I were to read it through, it would be a very long scroll of papers, but I would like to specifically express my appreciation to Associate Professor Sukanta for managing all the ground logistics throughout over the last 2 weeks or even the months before in managing everything and having all this happen. Thank you very much to all the teams. As Professor Sivaram has mentioned, the theme for this year is on climate change. And we are very excited and to be invited by Professor Sivaram's foundation in hosting this conference in Miri, where Miri, under the leadership of our mayor, is also spearheading the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 2030, which is very much aligned to the agenda of these conferences as well. So we hope that you make full use of all your time here in exchanging ideas among all the brilliant minds that we have towards the betterment of the world as well as to the human staying on it. And of course, last but not least, as all welcoming speech I'll end it with the offerings that Miri has. Malaysia or Southeast Asia country has always well known to be hospitality related to food. So while you are in Miri for the coming 2 days, please feel free to explore all the gems within Miri. Right? If there is any recommendations that you are seeking for, please feel free to approach our organizing committee or our volunteers. I think are those wearing in red sitting behind on where are the good foods that you can go to. My personal recommendation, try out our Sarawak Laksa and Kolomi, but that is my personal recommendation. There are many other malls that you can try. With that, I will end my speech and thank you very much for attending the conference today. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Vincent Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Bandar Adam Yee Siu Sang, the Miri City Mayor, to deliver his welcoming address.
Thank you very much, MC. Dr. Sivaram, the chair of the conference, Professor Dr. Vincent Lee, all distinguished guests and participants, a very good morning. Welcome to the International Congress on Impacts of Climate Change on Agriculture, Ecosystems and Human Health, or ICCC 2022. And to all those from outside of Miri, I bid you a very warm welcome to our city of Miri. I would like to commend and thank the Dr. Sivaram Research Foundation, Bangalore, India, University Technology Mara, Kertin University, Malaysia, Swinburne University, Sarawak campus, and UPM Bintulu for collaborating to host this conference on a very important issue impacting the world today. That's climate change, and particularly how it is affecting agriculture, ecosystems, and human health.
It is good to see experts in biology, biodiversity, ecology, and climatology, as well as industrialists, environmental scientists, policymakers, and researchers coming together to exchange ideas and share the latest findings on the climate change and its impacts on environmental sustainability and development at a conference like this. It is also very good to see Curtin University, Malaysia, involvement in this conference. As you may know, I am a member of the Curtin Malaysia Council and thus very much involved in the affairs of the university. I can vouch for the vast knowledge and expertise among the academics and researchers in the topics to be discussed, not only those within its faculties, but also those at the state-of-the-art Sarawak Bio Valley pilot plant at its campus. I am sure they have much to contribute to this conference, just as I am sure they are looking forward to learn from their learned colleagues from other institutions and organizations at this conference. I think that it is not only timely, but also appropriate that this conference is being held in Sarawak. Firstly, this conference focuses on climate change and the related topics to be discussed are very relevant to Sarawak. Thus, they are of great interest to those in the government, academia, and industries here. Sarawak is a very forward-looking state. A key focus of our post-COVID-19 development strategy 2030, PCDS 2030, is sustainable development aligned with the United Nations SDGs that will help us recover with a stronger and more resilient economy. We aim to change the economic structure of the state in a sustainable manner, besides modernizing and increasing efficiency driven by digital and physical connectivity. And among all the states in Malaysia, Sarawak will be the first to issue its own climate policy, focusing on 3 sources of green energy after the completion of a study conducted under the 12th Malaysia Plan. The 3 sources of green energy will be hydropower, solar energy, and hydrogen, and any solutions to climate change resulting from this could provide economic benefits, improve lives, and protect the environment. Sarawak's climate change policy will be in line with Malaysia's commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and PCDS 2030 for sustainable development to ensure a clean and healthy environment. Apart from producing a state policy on greenhouse gases, the study is expected to provide an action plan to reduce and adapt to the impacts of climate change. Given that the global focus now is on sustainable development, the implementation of Sarawak Development's project will clearly come at a price. In particular, the impact on the environment and biodiversity conservation. Thus, sustainable development needs to be pursued so that the community has a better future encompassing a clean, level environment, sustainable development without excessive waste and pollution, and protection of the natural resources and biocity. And here in Miri, our Miri City Council plays its parts in these efforts. Under the Miri City Council, we have a standing committee called Green Community and Environment Development Standing Committee. In that, we have the SDG unit that is constantly conducting training and workshops and also projects that leads to a green and clean environment. This SDGs, Unit SDG, was previously called LA 21, Local Agenda 21. So now we have upgraded it to SDGs. So Miri City Council is also playing its parts in this sustainable environment development. And just to share with the audience this morning, our new city building is a Green Building Index certified building. So Miri City is also keeping in steps with all this development. So in closing, I would like to once again thank all those involved in organizing and hosting this conference and for inviting me to speak at this opening. I wish all of you a most meaningful and fulfilling conference and a memorable experience in Miri. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you could please kindly remain here on the stage, we would like you to do the honors of officiating the International Congress. We would like to also invite Professor Sivaram and Professor Vincent Lee to join the Mayor in the opening ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Professor Suram. Thank you, Professor Vincent Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go for a coffee break, we would like to invite the photographers to take a group photo. Everyone can just remain seated. Our photographers will take a group shot of everyone. Everyone, 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, please join us for a light refreshment which is served outside the hall. We will come back at 11 a.m. for the keynote session. One more for Prof. Vincent. Okay.
3, 2, 1 untung.
Thank you, everyone. We can now go for a coffee break. We will come back at 11 for the interesting keynote speakers, keynote speech. Thank you.